Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. Let's talk about AVAX because the last time that we were on this chart was, I believe, right around the highs, and the idea was that odds are we are going to have a move on the downside, and when we get it, pay attention to this important low about between, let's say, 8.4 to about $8.5, and we said if we take it, it is going to be a seriously bad sign. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when the whole Middle East situation started, I actually expected a rather strong move on the downside in AVAX, but hey, as you can see, we did not get that. We actually got a bit of a move on the upside. Again, this is definitely a surprise. However, this doesn't necessarily mean that in here we are actually looking optimistic, because I don't really think we are. You see, number one, in AVAX, in this specific phase on the downside, we took this important low, and this is a really bad sign. Why? Because if you want to argue, for instance, right in here, we're going to have some sort of a low, not necessarily even our final one, then okay, off of the lows, you need to be able to find a 5-8 up. And if I just go on the live chart, okay, so given the fact that in this phase down in Avalanche, we took this important low, now how exactly are you able to show me from this point to about the highs a 5-8 up? I think this is just nothing but a beautiful 3-wave movement. You could say it in form of a double zigzag, but I think the shape of our pattern can be also a bit different. You can, for example, say maybe this is like a flat structure to about this point. There we go. A, B, C structure down to about this point, and followed by that, I think this can be maybe some sort of an ABC or a double zigzag on the upside. And yeah, you know what? Let's just call it an ABC to about this point with a bit of a flat structure into our B leg. Now, here's the deal. I still believe this whole move is a correction structure. Now this time, I'm gonna say to about the highs can be in form of a double zigzag. Now, here is a very important point. You might at this point argue, well, okay, isn't there some sort of an optimistic scenario in here going on? The answer, maybe there is a chance that in here in AVAX, we are able to find some sort of a bullish case. However, number one, that scenario is going to have a whole lot of holes. And number two, the shape of the 5-wave that you're going to find if you insist on being optimistic in Avalanche is going to look so odd to a degree that is going to probably not be anybody's primary case, suggesting once more this is a correction structure on the upside. And by the way, what is one very important characteristic of a corrective movement? You know it being slow and choppy, and timing wise it should take much more time relative to its prior move. So with that said, let's just measure this move up real quick timing wise. As you can see, this has taken us to about the highs 940 candles on H1 time frame. On the other hand, as you can see, this strong move down from the highs around $15 to about the lows about 7.5 only took 530 candlesticks. So to me, this suggests, again, despite having way more than enough time in this phase up in Avalanche, clearly bulls weren't actually in charge, and bears really do have the upper hand. Hence why I want to argue, yeah, you know what, probably our move down is not really over. Now, is there a scenario suggesting maybe from here we're gonna have a bit of a move on the upside? Yeah, for example, you can argue technically still that maybe we're gonna have one more move up, but that move might be in form of, excuse me, an A, B, C zigzag. And at that point, either this is going to be like a WXY in form of a zigzag followed by a double zigzag, or maybe some sort of a triple zigzag structure. The point is, generally, even at that point, you are still going to see me arguing, you know what, this is just a correction structure. Now, here's the deal. Any analyst at any given moment should be able to come up with a bullish and also a bearish scenario at the same time, in the interest of being 100% objective. So far, we talked about the bearish possibilities. How about a bit of a bullish scenario? But here is the deal. Honestly, I'm gonna say this first. I do not like that possibility, but if you want to put a gun in my head and make me come up with a bit of a bullish case, I guess this can be one. Maybe to about this point, this is a wave 1, followed by that, this whole move is some sort of a flat structure into wave 2, and then we're gonna have a good move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. This Do not get me wrong, it's possible. However, again, this scenario has a lot of holes, and right now at least it's not really going to be my primary case. Now, here's a very important point. At what point can we say, yeah, you know what, maybe it's time to consider this thing as our primary scenario and be a little bit more optimistic than right now? But you see, that comes down to classic technical analysis, meaning support and resistances, because right in here at the moment, it seems like that we are having a bit of a resistance area in here between 10 to about $11.2. And by the way, this is a very strong area from daily and weekly time frame at the same time, and it seems like in this phase we want to get a break of it. Now, at the moment, we are clearly under this region. So why is it that I'm saying we want to get a break of it? Because if you want to say this thing is broken, you need to see an initial move under it, then pull back, then a continuation of the move down in order to take the lows. And when we take this important low, we can say, yeah, you know what, this is a confirmed break of the support, which from that point moving forward is going to act as a bit of a resistance area. And that's exactly the point. See, as long as in Avalanche we are staying under this important level, I'm really tempted to argue this is our initial breaking phase followed by a pullback, and what's going to happen next, you know what, a bit of a continuation of the move down in order to take this low, or at least visit it somewhere around $7.50, and maybe we're going to go at that point like just a little bit lower. On the other hand though, if we end up having from these areas a rather strong bounce back, and by that you know it, I mean a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without a lot of overlapping of the waves, in order to reclaim this important level. And by that, you probably know it by now. I mean, we go above it, do a pullback, and then get a bit of a continuation of our move up. And the moments that we take this time, you know what, fair enough. At that point, I am going to at least entertain the idea of having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave scenario with just a little bit more enthusiasm. Right now, nope, I don't really think so. I believe in Avalanche we may see one more teeny tiny move on the downside. So again, if you are like me and you believe in the fundamental of this project, great news, you're probably going to have some great buying opportunities ahead. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Avalanche's charts. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.